Oh mate, you're looking 날씬해.
Ah, thanks.
Mate, I was thinking the other day when I first met you, you were like skin and bone. We were both pretty skinny, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you're an extremely handsome guy.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
What's been going on in the last 3 months or so? That's changed your appearance such extremely.
I used to have a beard and hair.
저는 태어나서 거의 10년 전에 한국에 처음 올 때까지 평생 딱 한 가지만 꿈이 있었는데 그것은 바로 축구 선수가 되는 꿈이었어요. 그러나 결국에 그 꿈을 포기하고 그때부터 식습관도 많이 변하며 그 전까지 거의 다치지 않던 다리가 살짝 다쳐서 스포츠를 제대로 못하게 되었고 제 인생에 한꺼번에 변함이 많이 생긴 만큼 살도 엄청 많이 쪄왔는데 이제 지난 5개월 동안 식단에 조금 더 신경을 쓰고 하루에 2번씩 운동함으로 마침내 살을 조금 빼게 되고 조금 더 건강한 삶을 살기 시작한 것 같아요. 그래서 오늘은 조엘과 사랑스러운 여러분들에게 그 스토리를 자세히 들려드리겠습니다.
Can I go back to the start a bit? I used to live about 45-minute walk from daycare. My mum would just walk really, really, really fast, and then I would basically run to school. So we didn't have a car, and then my mum always says like that's why you're really good at running when you're growing up. I was always running, just always running. Like I'd literally go to town to see my friends, and I'd just run to town. Like wouldn't think of it as going for a run or exercising. But I was fast. I was like fast at sprinting, but also at long running. But I always wanted to play football. I didn't want to be a runner, I wanted to be a professional footballer. So I had a trial with a professional team when I was 16, and the day I got told you're not getting a contract, you're not getting a youth team contract. I kind of knew then it was too late. Starting from about 10 years ago, I started getting injuries in my leg when I was playing football. And then my balance of exercise to like eating started to slowly but gradually lose its way. So I stopped doing good exercise and I started to eat worse and worse and worse. And then that's kind of culminated with being in Korea to the point where I was at 113 kilos, which I'm like 5'9". And like in the past 5 years, I've tried to get into running again and diet, and I just really struggled. And I've always struggled because I've gone too intense too quickly.
Yeah.
So for 2, 3, 4 weeks, the momentum and the adrenaline makes you feel like you're completely fine, and then as soon as you hit a roadblock, like I just get exhausted and then emotionally exhausted, and I have this dichotomy or whatever you want to call it, like turning to food as a stress relief, unhealthy food, sweets and crisps and stuff like that, and chocolate, or exercise. And the problem I got to, which was really earlier this year, April I think, it wasn't just difficult to lose weight, it was difficult to even sustain the weight I was at.
Oh, right.
Because you get so used to eating large amounts and not exercising, so the calorie intake is really, really intense. And I'd go for runs, it was still quite cold, but I was so self-conscious. So I would wear a t-shirt, tuck it into my shorts, and then put a coat over, because I was scared of my belly like hanging out. So I'd have to like pull my shorts up as high as they would go. Right, and put the t-shirt inside them to wedge the belly inside the t-shirt, and then like tie it. It would basically tie it, and then I'd put like a coat on over that, so like a jacket or a jumper.
And that was essentially to give you the confidence, or just was that a practical thing?
Both. No, it was actually both. Yeah. But it was more like, so this sounds really arrogant, but it's just true. Like if I was going for a run when I was a teenager, there was no one in my hometown who would be going faster than me. Then when I moved to Cardiff, you'd see international athletes going, and you'd have to start to accept like there's going to be people who are like faster than you, but that was okay. I moved to Korea, and there's not many of those people were running and stuff like that. Now more people are running. I would go out and like the slowest old person would be faster than me. And I was like, I'm basically walking, but I'm technically running, and I just
Yeah.
felt so heavy and so like thick and like boom, boom, boom. I'd go for 4 minutes slow, 4 minutes steady, 4 minutes slow, and just to get through that, like just the weight of that down by the stream was horrible. And I basically started doing that like twice a week, 3 times a week maybe, and then I got to a point where now I'm doing it every day, but I'm doing like an hour of running, and then and also in the evening, and I lost 20 kilos. I'm lighter than I was when I came to Korea 5 years ago.
No, really?
Yeah, so I was 93,
Wow.
94, and I got down to like 91.5.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I think there's so many things happening there that you're tackling. One of them's like discipline, intentionality.
Yeah.
Tracking back a little bit, I think from my observation of you, it's an interesting one because you're a food lover.
Yeah.
You're someone who likes quality, you like good food. Yeah, of course you like the sweet stuff. I think that must be tough to navigate. It seemed like running was a big part of your identity. Football was a big part of your identity,
Yeah.
and when that didn't amount to, I guess, the space that you wanted, I think food became your comfort.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, it's also your passion as well. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
do you ever feel like there's a dichotomy?
Yeah. What I realised is, my brother-in-law said, wine is a blessing, a gift from God, if you accept it as a gift from God and as a blessing. Meaning, don't abuse it, don't get drunk, don't
Sure.
sit there on your own and not let
Excess.
other people drink it to excess and all this stuff. And I think food is like definitely for our nourishment and also for our enjoyment. And so there's 2 ways you can abuse food: by overeating and doing it to excess, like I've done, and then also by like undereating as well.
Sure.
Like you can undereat and not try to enjoy food, and I think that can also become something where you're not taking it as a blessing, as a gift. But overeating for me was like this big thing. Exercise can be the same. Food or exercise or anything, or your work or whatever it is, can be our way of trying to tell ourselves that like we're good enough, or we've got it, or we're fine, we're adequate. And like the human story is that we're not really. Like we're good at some things, and we really struggle with some things. And in the, I'm a Christian and I believe in God, and God's perfect and He's infinite, and we're not. And so we're always going to have that sense of like, my dad always says, don't become obsessive, don't let it become an idol.
But I think it's a hard dynamic. I think consistency is like learning to live with enjoyment well, learning to live with pleasure well. Is moderation. Is everything in moderation.
Yeah.
My mum used to say to me when I was a kid, I'd always have a banana. She'd always say like too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and I'd be like, can I get another banana? She's like, well, like the crisps in the cupboard, 6-pack, 6 for the 6 days in a week, minus, I don't know, whatever other day. And I'd be like, can I have another one? She'd just say, once they're gone, they're gone. And she'd like, it would kind of just teeter on, if you have it today, you're not having it tomorrow. And I love that kind of sense of discipline from that young age. It was like, do I really, I've had one today, do I really, if I could have 2, but tomorrow I'm not having any. How am I going to deal with that tomorrow?
I want to say something really encouraging for people, because I've seen people now who are probably, to be honest, I don't know what their background is in exercise and sports and eating and all that, but big people. And there aren't as many big people in Korea, like on average. We have a much bigger obesity problem in the UK and especially the US and the West in general. But I see people on the stream in Korea, like people are getting more into running now, individually rather than just in teams and groups and stuff. And you see some really fast people on the stream and people in really good shape.
Yeah, true.
And then you see some big uns, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still fat, I've like still got my belly and stuff, but they're at the beginning, I think, of that, I guess, journey, to use a cliche. And sometimes when I'm running now, and even if whatever shape people in, when I'm running, I go like that to people when I run past and I'm running as well, because I feel like there's a bit of like a camaraderie.
Proper, yeah.
But those people impress me the most. The
Yeah.
ones where even getting down to the stream and going for a run is a struggle, because it's not enjoyable when you're like almost walking and you're over 100 kilos. Like maybe they're enjoying it, but in my experience, it's really not enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it takes a while for it to become enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I see those people, and I think I actually have a lot of admiration. I want to, I guess, just encourage people who are maybe like thinking about starting exercise, that you can just do it.
Yeah.
And you're not in any way like less righteous or like morally or sort of ethically below someone who's better at exercising. So I think sometimes you can start to feel like that. But yeah, I just want to like encourage those people really.
What's the one thing you'd say that has been the biggest challenge for you over those last 6 months?
Biggest challenge? One thing that's been really cool is, so usually I'd wake up, Annie would be asleep, Hyunji would be asleep, and I'd go and exercise, and then they'd be awake when I got back. And there's certain days where Annie will wake up before I go out, and Hyunji will be asleep, or we'll say, Hyunji, go back to sleep, and being able to just be like, well, I'm not going to be able to exercise. And usually we'll go for a walk with Anu, and then we'll go and have breakfast together, Paris baguette or tous les jours. And so we'll get like 1 or 2 donuts and something else, and we'll share it together. And being able to lay down the desire and the compulsion to exercise is actually really healthy for me.
Right. So that the exercise doesn't become the new idol.
Yeah, because then it's like exercising is
for-
more important than spending time with Anu and letting Hyunji sleep.
Yeah.
And it's really not. And then it means like once or twice a week, Anu and I will go and have breakfast together.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling knowing your wife is getting rest.
Yeah.
And you're getting 7:30 a.m. like half hour to an hour walk with your 3-4-year-old kid, and then having breakfast. It's a fantastic feeling.
Masterpieces on display across the sky from day